Hi everyone, welcome back to the tasting room. I'm Chris Lafleur. We're going to be tasting some wine from High Valley in Lake County, lot 888, our Barbera. So Barbera is an Italian grape that you normally find in the Piedmontese region of Italy. Normally this region is better known for Barbaresco and Barolo, but those wines can only come from Nebbiolo that has been planted on the southeast facing slope of the hills, which leaves a lot of vineyard space not being occupied. So what do you do with it? Well, you plant grapes that don't need as long to age. Barolo and Barbaresco take a couple years to be ready, so you got to plant something in the meantime. And in this case, they do Dolcetto and Barbera. Barbera, though, has gotten a reputation as a workhorse grape, when really it's something interesting unto itself. And that's starting to show. Now we have Barbera d'Alba, Barbera d'Asti, and also Barbera del Monferrato. So there's a lot of great appellations that highlight the identity of this remarkable grape. And now we're seeing it in California too, and I think that's super cool. This is from a region that has really high elevation. So that normally means we're gonna see a darker color to the wine. Why is that? Well, we have to go to my chemistry room again and talk about that. So in my science corner, we learned that when you go higher up in elevation, you have a higher UV index. In this case, it increases by about 10%. And so to balance that out, the grape produces thicker skins to protect the seed from the UV radiation on the inside. So you end up with an overall darker color to the wine. And also because we're at a higher elevation, we get kind of a fresher expression as well, because it doesn't ripen quite as quickly as it does in the lower regions. So let's smell it and see if that is true. First off, let's have a look at this color. You can really see it showing itself here. When you tilt the glass, if the red stains the outside, you can see you've got a really deep colored wine. And I think that's what we're seeing here. That's very clearly really dark to me. So on the nose, we have a nice black cherry character, a nice sour cherry character here. We also have kind of violets and like jumping jacks, like purple flowers, and just a hint of anise with maybe a little bit of vanilla. Like this spends a little bit of time in oak, but certainly the freshness here is what stands out. So the oak isn't driving the bus on this wine. This is really a wine about freshness. So let's taste it and see if that carries through. And it so does. It is so great on the palate. There's a great freshness here. So all that cherry and sour cherry and dark cherry is still promoted very heavily. And it feels really fresh on the palate like it does on the nose. This is a 14.5% alcohol wine, which makes it relatively big, but this wine still feels really fresh. So it's not overpowered by body, which makes it's got a great balance. And when you want a really good quality wine, you want that push and pull. Still, again, a little bit of anise, a little bit of baking spice, a little touch of vanilla. But like I said, this wine is driven by its fruit, so you also get those jumping jacks on the palate. So where does this fit in your wine cellar? Well, this is a great everyday sipper. It's pretty delicious, really well balanced, and not overpowering. There's like some tannins here, but again, not driving the bus. So this means that you can have this whenever you want. And given the price point of this, when you look at our website, if you see this on any other shelf in a liquor store, it's going to be about double. So I think the value there speaks for itself. So in your cellar, do you lay this down? I don't think so, maybe 3 months at most, but this is driven by freshness, so drink it now. And then bring it out anytime somebody wants to try something a little bit different and give them a Barbera from California. So with that, I will see you at the next glass.